But Capcom had to just be Capcom.
Look, all I'm saying is, the Japanese Mega Man movie, I said it was bad, but it's actually not that bad.
Are you messing with me right now?
Welcome to Menu Heroes.
This has all been recorded. This would be a weird way to start an episode.
Just this little tiny bit. So today we're covering 2 topics. We'll see you in like 5-7 seconds.
Oh, it is a doozy.
All right. So, for those of you who know,
yes,
Gamescom 2022 happened.
Yes.
And I have heard from some people that it sucked.
Well, as the thing, I do try to watch, the live streams, watch at least some of the coverages. This was not that week, folks. I'm sorry. A lot has happened in my personal life that I don't want to get into right now. But just, other things came to mind. So I didn't have time to watch all the trailers and get a chance to look at the Gamescom 2022. And to be quite honestly, the little bit I did see of it, because I've seen at least like 30 minutes of it, it's not that impressive. It's just Jeff Keighley just being all right, the game industry is back, baby, and we got all these big announcements that you all been dying to see, and it's just more footage of games we've already heard of. Kalista Protocol, Forspoken. There's they showed an extra boss fight of High on Life, and those games could be really good. So far, I think Kalista Protocol is the one I'm looking forward to the most, because I do like the first 2 Dead Space games, and EA had to be EA and ruin the franchise. So the creators are okay, we'll go over to somewhere else and do the Dead Space 4 we always wanted to do. So I hoping this is that Dead Space 4, just not in name.
Alright, so we might as well start with Dead Island.
Yes, another dead thing.
So, let's go back to the ancient year of 2014, when this game was initially announced.
I think that was the year I bought my first car.
Oh my god. I think that was my freshman year of high school. I
am old, folks. You could look at this shirt, how old I am.
I could have that shirt. That doesn't indicate your age.
Well, it's the fact I was alive when this game came out.
Yeah, that makes you old.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Right? I remember the commercials for Mega Man. I think Mega Man 4? I'm old, but not that old. It was definitely one of the Mega Mans were advertised on TV. I was oh, that looks cool. I like the robots. I want to buy that game.
So Dead Island 2 was announced in 2014, and it has been going through what is commonly called development hell.
Oh, that's putting it mildly.
A lot of great games have gone through development hell, like Mother 3, for example.
Metroid Dread went through development hell so many times. Exactly.
Yeah.
And again,
wasn't it 2012 when they started working on it and then they shelved it?
Oh, man. I heard rumors of it in 2010, honestly.
Yeah, so, just taking forever.
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of hell, Dead Island 2 it's an open world game taking place in Los Angeles, San Francisco, dubbed Hell A, and also an undisclosed third location in California.
California 17. I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but I was at a thing and they kept playing that song at least 3 times.
So there's
it's a good song, but you can't. Any song you repeat more than 3 times, it's gonna get super repetitive.
So there is apparently Dead Island 2 has new procedural tech.
Yeah.
That is named Flesh. It's a gore system, so there are virtually unlimited ways to dismember your enemies. So can't get too graphic because this is a family channel.
Well, I mean, we'll
It's
just...
Dead Island, so...
Okay, so I think we can at least, like, say... Well, no, we can't say everything, but, like, you can be like a novel or like a audiobook. Just, like, speak about it or just give descriptions and not show
I like to
visual.
imagine that you can shove a Molotov cocktail into a zombie's mouth and then light it on fire.
But also, yeah,
And then its head just...
yeah, but there had
Hey,
to...
like
Yeah.
Charles Xavier in Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, jeez. Wait, are you sure it's Multiverse of Madness or was it like...
Actually, I'm thinking...
There was an
Black
X... There
Bolt.
was... Okay, yeah, you were thinking
Black
Black Bolt.
Bolt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Charles, his head was literally torn in half.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it looks like his neck was just snapped, but
But if you watch closer
if you
and...
zoom
Yeah.
in and you slow-mo,
Yep.
she literally tears his head in half.
Yes.
And it's like, how did this get a PG-13 rating? Looking back, I still love the movie, but I do get some of the criticisms where the story feels like it's all over the place.
Well,
because it's kind
the
of
funny thing is like, I remember walking out of both, I had seen Thor: Love and Thunder, and I was thinking like, I enjoy this movie, and I think it was better than Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, but I let it settle in a bit, and I feel like I remember more good stuff from Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness than I do Thor: Love and Thunder, mainly because like I feel like Love and Thunder is focusing way so much on comedy that there's not as much great like dramatic moments in that movie.
There were a lot of wasted opportunities,
Yeah.
The director, whose name I just...
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
I
kept wanting to call him Tahiti.
I am
that's
a
not right.
major Taika Waititi fan. I'm a massive fan of Our Flag Meets Death. I want to watch Reservation Dogs, and obviously I love nearly all of his movies. Freaking like Call the Wilder People. Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok was
That
brilliant.
is still one of my
Still,
favorite
like, the best
movies.
Thor movie.
Yeah. Oh, it is absolutely.
And he's a great actor and director.
Yeah.
I just feel like they had him lean a little too much into the comedic aspect. And I mean, I guess I get it. You don't want to make the movie depressing because, hey, Jane Foster has cancer. That's, kind of depressing in and of itself.
The
but-
movie he made before Thor: Love and Thunder was Jojo Rabbit, which is all about a kid growing up in Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And that dealt with some, obviously it's still a comedy, but it dealt with some heavy stuff about, the kid's mom trying to help a Jewish family and everything, and, the little boy has Adolf Hitler as his imaginary
Yeah,
friend.
that's what I thought. I hadn't
Yeah,
watched
that's the
yet.
movie. Yeah, and it's it goes some dark places. So I figured that there'd be some comedy in Thor: Love and Thunder, but they'd be moments there is some moments of seriousness, but they're
sparse.
underplayed.
There's more that could have been done.
Yeah.
Also, some of the special effects. Some of them are.
This is
really
the
bad,
Marvel
and-
that is the Marvel project that absolutely feels like they completely rushed this. They did not give the VFX team hardly any time to finish the
Those poor
effects.
people are being overworked.
Yeah, and I know there's another story of Marvel's trying to get their animation teams in working order and trying to give them pensions or trying give them good all this stuff benefits. Yeah, that was trying to say. But it's okay, you're at least you recognize there's a problem, but
Fix it.
yeah, please fix it. And we as Marvel fans, we'd be I would be okay if you decided to postpone all your projects and give everything a couple months breathing room.
I would be 100% okay if Marvel slowed their roll because there's so much coming out and I just don't have the time to consume it all.
Yeah.
And I mean, I want to watch it all, but some of it is hard to watch through because it's just some of it just isn't interesting to me. Some of it was too hard to watch because it was. I only watched episode 1 of Moon Knight because I got really depressed after watching it because the way he's treated. This is a man with a mental illness, and I mean, he also has a god inhabiting his body and whatever. But he's clearly struggling with something, and nobody around him seems to care or understand. And I mean, that's realistic. And I just couldn't keep watching.
I will say, like, Moon Knight is it is up there with one of my favorite Disney Plus shows. I say Miss Marvel is also really good, even though I feel like the villains are not that great. They are some of the weaker antagonists in the MCU, even by MCU standards. The antagonists are they are. The antagonists are pretty weak. So far, She-Hulk is really good. And I know everyone's been concerned about the effects for it, but I've gotten used to it. Or, like, I think they have gotten... They get more times to get better. And, like, the dynamic. Tatiana Maslany is perfect as Jennifer Walters. She gets the comedy. She gets all the balance of trying to be a lawyer and also, like, wanting to be a lawyer, wanting to focus on her career, but constantly being dragged into crazy superhero shenanigans and everything that she doesn't really want to do. Like, okay, comics Jennifer Walters does, but, like, it's, I feel like I'm okay with that little bit of change. Or because, like,
they change a lot for the MCU, but a lot of the time it works. Sometimes it feels weird, like Wanda and Quicksilver. The way they were introduced, you could tell they did it because they didn't have the rights to use they couldn't use mutants.
Yes.
But anyway, we are way.
We are. Yeah, I was about to say. We're a gaming podcast, right? We were about the games.
Hey, remember when Square Enix made the Avengers game? There we go.
Okay. Yeah, and
no. We're not going to talk about. We're going to talk about games.
I think they made an announcement that Winter Soldier's gonna be the next DLC character.
Oh, that's cool.
And I like Winter Soldier, but it's like even that's not gonna make me super excited to play the game again. I just don't care about that game.
We could do a whole another podcast about Marvel stuff.
I've been wanting to talk about some Marvel games for a while, and I'll as soon as I finish rerun my Batman game script, I'll get to it. But, like, right now we got to High on Life, which is a game I can't remember the exact name of the company, but yes, Justin Roiland is, like, a major guy involved with this. Similar art style as Rick and Morty. Got definitely many voices. Definitely a Justin Roiland's voice and everything. And I did initially see the first trailer, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought, like, it was as I said, like, I'm not as big into Rick and Morty as I once was, but, like, I thought this game could offer, like, that flair, that energy, but also, like, be its own thing. And so far they've only shown, like, the boss battle reveal I think they revealed, like, a quip gun, which is, like, your gun that just shoots all kinds of quips and everything. And again, comedy is subjective, so, like, it's either you're gonna be super into it or you're gonna be like, no, never again. I'm kind of on the fence
about it. I saw a video where, and it was kind of funny. It was for this game.
Yeah.
And the gun's talking, and it's like, "That's a kid. Why don't aim me at a kid? I'm not gonna shoot a kid." And the kid's like, "Oh, shoot me! Look at me! I'm so shootable!" And then he shoots him. And he's like, "There, are you happy? We killed a kid. You killed a kid. You proud of yourself?" And I gotta admit that was funny. But what was even funnier to me was somebody linked another video from Fallout New Vegas, and they're like, Fallout New Vegas did it first, and it's this kid, and he's working for this little shop, and he's like, "Come here, we've got everything you need," and they point the player points the gun at him, and he's like, "Oh, cool, I can almost see down the barrel," and then he pulls the trigger, and the video cuts before you see the kid get killed, and I just thought it was. I don't condone violence against minors, or in general. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean I don't find it funny in games like this. Just the absurdity of it, like who says? And it's not just because it was a kid. If anyone had said, "Hey, I can almost look down the barrel of the gun," who says that?
That's pretty dark. That's pretty dark.
I've been playing Fallout 4, and I love Fallout, and I've been thinking about doing a review of the DLC. But let's move on.
So yeah, tell you about some dark things. Let's bring in like a little. Well, it's more of like a horror comedy from back in the '80s, and that's Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I swear to you, I've seen the movie. You know, it's a nice, it's a fun little goofy, you know, like Space Invader movie and everything. I'm curious how you would respond to it because the acting is not good, but I think there's part of me that wants to think it's intentional, that it's supposed to be like a cheesy, like B movie that is all about, like, again, it's about clowns from outer space attacking a small town.
Yeah. So wait, isn't that just the plot of It?
Well, in It, Pennywise does not punch a guy's head off, clean off their shoulders. Even though I would have loved it if he did that, but. Oh yeah, there's some great kills in Killer Clowns from Outer Space, man. If you're looking for creative kills, this movie offers it.
Killer Clowns.
I know that sounds weird. Sounds weird. Like, man, if you want to see some creative kills, and be on an FBI watch list, watch this.
So anyway, this game is a 3 versus 7 asymmetric multiplayer game from the director of the Friday the 13th.
And that right there, I'm super excited about that because I did give a chance to the Friday 13th game, and it's a lot of fun.
Did you ever play the one on the NES?
Well, the old
play
one.
That for the channel. Halloween special.
We'll do that Friday the 13th.
For...
Please. We got when is the next Friday the 13th, and we got schedule around that so that we gotta get that episode ready. I would honestly do that.
I would do Resident Evil, but it's a little too adult for this channel.
Well, so is the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, but it's on the NES, so any graphic blood is like nothing compared to what these kids see.
Fair enough. But like, so you would not be up for the newer Friday the 13th game that came out?
That would be fun to try, and maybe we could do it. Maybe we could create a sister channel with a little more adult games. I don't know. I've thought about it before. Do things like Drawful, but that's beside the point. This is an asymmetric multiplayer game. I've always
anti-heroes or anti-menu.
Anti-menu.
Yes.
That's actually pretty fun.
Yes.
Or menu heroes a la carte.
Or I thought you were supposed to say menu heroes after dark.
That popped in my head, of course, but I'm like, no. Anyway.
Where winds meet.
We're still talking about.
Sorry.
So, it's being made in collaboration with the movie's creators, the Chiodo brothers.
Yep.
So, and it's supposed to keep the same goofiness that made the original occult classic. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta embrace the goofiness. You gotta embrace the silly, but also get gory here and there. That was made that first movie so fun.
All right, so now we can talk about
Where Winds Meet. This is, in the vein of Ghost of Tsushima, which I have yet to play. I swear to you, when I get my stuff set up for PS4, I will play a whole bunch of games. Many of which are very, either Japanese games or Japanese-influenced games. Yes, okay? See this shirt? See it.
Make you a weeb.
Embrace it.
Does not make you a weeb.
Okay, well,
Your
how about...
anime habits make you a weeb.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I got,
No. Focus back on this.
Okay, I'll mention this quickly before...
We won't be able to get to the other
Before
stories.
I got here, I did went to Barnes & Noble and bought a bunch of manga.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Today?
Yes. Well, it was more like I was waiting until you guys were ready to get back here to the house.
Okay.
So, because I told you my dad was asleep. Okay.
Yeah, your dad was falling asleep.
Please not talk about the rest, please.
Yeah, I don't know how much you want revealed.
Yeah. So
you were hanging out with your dad and he started falling asleep, so you...
Okay, well, keep that part. All right.
Anyway, so you went to Barnes & Noble and bought
a lot of manga.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so Where Winds Meet is set in medieval China.
Yes.
It's a vast open-world RPG that promises greater freedom and player choice than Ghosts of Tsushima did. Let's see. Trailer showcased horse riding, combat, hunting, and more against a gorgeous backdrop of Ten Kingdoms China.
Yeah.
But it's the ability to choose your own destiny that really makes the game stand out.
And it's sad that this was the one I didn't get a chance to see the trailer for before starting our episode, because I've been saying, like, I think I've said this for a while now. I've seen a bunch of these trailers for medieval fantasy or fantasy-esque, games and everything, and either I've been like, oh, it's okay, it's fun, or I've been like, I don't know about this, because they all start to feel the same. And I do feel like at least, like, the ones based on East Asian mythology and everything seem to have at least a different flavor, a different feel to them than so many of these, like, European or like more like they're starting to feel a lot like Skyrim and everything, which I don't think it's fair. There are some pretty good ones out there, like Elden Ring. That's like the big smash thing everybody's obsessed with, that I swear one day I will play, I promise you. But it's just I do feel like at least I think it's important to embrace other cultures and look at at least like focus on folklore from other countries at certain time periods, and having that be a basis for whatever fantasy thing you're doing. And hopefully you got people whose ethnicity or race is tied to that mythology and folklore. That way they can give some respect to it and not just use it as a backdrop for whatever.
Yeah, like have members on the team of that with that background, so that they can lend authenticity to it, and be like, hey, this isn't this doesn't represent the people, the culture, in a positive way.
Yeah. As much as I love Avatar and Legend of Korra, I say like Avatar mostly got most of it right. But I say Legend of Korra like took some things from different mythologies and did not do it as well. And again, I still like Legend of Korra, but like that criticism I do find to be valid. Yes. Yeah, so.
All right.
So.
So let's see. There's some game called Kalista Protocol. Nobody cares about that. So we'll talk. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. I know you were excited about this.
Well, like it's the one that they keep bringing up in different like game announcement awards things that I am still interested in. However, I want to say like now they're getting to the point where they're revealing some, not say spoilers to the plot per se, but they're giving out mechanics and surprises of some of the recurring enemies, because like they're bringing up this thing of like tentacles can come out as certain enemies, and that's a sign of like if you don't kill it right away, it will respawn and get stronger. Which I would have loved to have found that out in real time. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have loved it. I would have been like, oh, it's forming a tentacle thing, and like, oh wait, it's getting bigger and stronger. Oh no, and that would have killed me, and like that would have got me.
What? That's BS.
Yeah. Okay, so.
But I get what you're saying.
But also, I feel this alternative of like just spilling it out. Like, here's our big twist for some of our monsters. It's kind of taking the steam out of the surprise of like what we would have discovered. And big fan of Dead Space 1 and 2 here. Like, I would have, I wanted to go in this, with some bit of, with at least some secrets hidden for me to explore some and find out some things, and then get mad and being like, why didn't nobody tell me this BS?
Oh my god, my dude. You pick it up.
Okay, no. Okay, seriously, thankfully it was still up there, so no damage. There's no damage. No damage, folks. No damage.
Like, oh no, the ice focus everywhere. So the Kalista Protocol it's basically like a spiritual successor to Dead Space.
Oh yeah. Same development team, same studio, same engine. It's just that EA can't come in and just say, make it more mainstream, make it more broad appealing. So thankfully they're not in the picture.
And I gotta say, the mutations you were talking about, apparently they can affect... Never mind.
Oh, what?
I don't know how much of it you read.
Well, that was the like I watched the first 30 minutes of Gamescom 2022, and they did cover that. One of the main guys from the Kalista Protocol did mention all of this, spill it out everywhere, and we were all like, "My dude, why are you telling all of us this?"
So there's new melee combat, there's stealth design, and in-depth weapon upgrades, and there's the mutations you mentioned, which can affect any enemy.
Okay, I thought it was like certain specific enemies, but like I guess that's for all of them.
I mean, maybe I'm not completely sure.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Forspoken.
Right.
We've covered this before.
We have. It shows up in nearly every game announcement, game trailer, game awards thing, and it's starting to become like less interest. And especially I think there was like one like commercial that came out of it that was like
the one with the transphobic undertones, or am I thinking of Cyberpunk? Or was that both?
See, I might have missed that, but you might be correct. The thing is, I was more focused of like it's trying to really focus on the humor, quote unquote, or the quips of your main character, and it's like it's one of those like, why are you revealing all this? Why are you giving all this away? And I do think, you know, with there being so many fantasy RPG games coming out, like I do think some variety is needed, and something that goes into a more humorous take is not a bad idea. But again, humor is subjective, and there's some people I've seen that are just completely turned off by the humor, or more like the main character constantly quipping and just having like, oh, this sucks, or like, well, I don't know what's going on here, or whatever, and it's like, yeah.
I get people being annoyed by that. Circling back to Marvel, no. The constant quipping.
I've heard so many comparisons to like the main character and so many Marvel characters.
It does get old, because like, you know, I mean, in real life people do quip here and there.
Yeah.
But not as constantly as they are in Marvel, and I get why, because you know, some of them are really quotable, and merchandising, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It just gets a little.
You know, the funny thing is, like, it was because of Tony Stark. Iron Man was like the big reason. He was one of the first. He became the most famous and the most like beloved. Yeah, and pretty much, and it's like. But the thing is, like, there's always that fan theory of, like, the guy has gone through so much and has literally gone through war and, like, had a terrible relationship with his father and everything, that was always, like, at least he used humor to, like, mask all of his, like, anxiety and, you know, inner turmoil and pain in order to, like, deflect from that. I mean, and there's certain, there are certain, like, that is relatable. There's certain people who do that.
It's very realistic.
Yeah, and I feel like, but there's some characters I feel like they do that, but like, it's not quite matching their background, or not quite. It doesn't gel as well as Tony Stark and Iron Man does.
A lot of them, it feels like they're just the same character, but that's regardless. We were talking about quips, and
yes,
you know, and that's another thing in Fallout in general that bugs me when I'm traveling with companions. Like I'm playing Fallout 4 and I'm traveling with Piper, and she'll just say the same thing over and over sometimes. She's like, this place doesn't get a lot of foot traffic, I guess. That's a nice way to keep people out. I'm like, and then she's like, wow, it got quiet in here. And I'm like, yeah, now please be quiet. Shut up. It's quiet for a reason.
As I said, you know, it's...
Could you get that Sprite?
Okay, yes. So my final thoughts on that was, you know, it is hard to make humor or make jokes that's going to work for everybody, but yeah, sometimes it's best to, you know, cut down on jokes, just in general.
Trust me, I've had to learn that lesson.
Because your life is nothing but a joke. I'm kidding.
It feels like it. I used to use comedy a lot to mask things, but people would get mad.
Well, here's something that's not a joke. Here's something that's super, super serious. Pinocchio. Now, the dark, gritty version.
So this is interesting. It's called Lies of P.
Yes.
It's supposed to be a Dark Souls-like game.
Yes.
With a bit of Bloodborne mixed in.
Yeah, but it's like the mechanics are the same thing, though. Dark Souls and Blood, like, well, actually, like, it's developed by the same creator, like, yeah, I can't remember his first name, but I know his last name is Miyazaki, and like he created both Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, that's so it's where that article mentioned that it's a bit of Dark Souls, but also a bit of Bloodborne too. It's like the mechanics are the same freaking thing. You know? Oh, like okay, I'd say it leans more towards Bloodborne because it has more of an, you know, a very like 17th, 18th century kind of steampunk-esque design to it. You know, especially like the look of P himself, or are they even gonna call him Pinocchio? Or
I don't know.
I mean, it's public domain, so they can, yeah. They can just call him Pinocchio. But yeah, the thing is, watching the trailer, and this is one of those where I just watched the trailer independently because when I heard the description of it, I was like, wait, what? And it's like, the funny thing is, it does feel like a Souls-like game in general, but there's certain moments in the trailer that you were thinking of like, okay, that kind of reminds me of Pinocchio, but like, you know, it's still, it could just be a reference, and then it's like, there's clearly an old man that looks exactly like Geppetto, who's looking directly at the main character, and he's like, I finally found you, son. And it's just like, oh, so this really is supposed to be the gritty reboot of Pinocchio.
So apparently they picked Pinocchio because, well, basically brand recognition.
And also, it's public domain. Like, anybody
That
can...
too, but yeah, you know, you hear Pinocchio and it's recognizable. And, you know, obviously, like, how Disney sanitized a lot of things back in the day and still does.
Oh, yeah, but...
Pinocchio was apparently a little darker.
Oh,
than its
that is
original.
putting it lightly, Steven. Like, I think... Now, I don't remember the exact details of the original Pokemon... the original Pinocchio story. Oh, no, we can talk about the dark, gritty peak Pokemon another day. sorry. But no, the original... I think the original story of Pinocchio ended with, like... Not only was Pinocchio not a real boy, not only did things not end a happy note... He straight up, I think, was like hanging from his intestines or something. Or he was like hanging from something alone, and just like everyone has just stayed away from him. Everybody, the world hated him and everything. It just he became like near the end, he got people that entirely hate him, and eventually was punished for his crimes. And like he was just hanging for some reason. It's just like it's extremely dark. Oh my god, the original story is super dark.
Let's see,
So yeah, he's gonna look.
Italy,
He's
so
yeah,
that's-
the Italian story. Yes, I think his actual name is supposed to be Pinocchio, or Pinocchio. Again, yeah, I'm not. I need to know Italian. I apologize. So yeah, he's looking up the history of Pinocchio, but so I'd say like. The overall gameplay looks in the vein of a Souls-like game, you know, and I think it would lean, you know, in terms of feel, leans more towards Bloodborne, but it's just more like the aesthetics and everything and how the overall look of it is. And now that I think about it, there is a lady that wears like a blue dress or whatever that I think is supposed to be the blue fairy of this story, but I'm not entirely sure like how she's played into it, or like she's the one that. Because I think they're implying that this Pinocchio is supposed to be like a robot boy, or like supposed to be like some kind of mechanical boy or something that has like fake skin on or something. I don't know. There's been other like Pinocchio is a public domain character, and there's been plenty of different people who've done different stuff with Pinocchio, and I'm pretty sure there's one where Pinocchio is a robot, not a wooden boy, which. Yeah, you can do that. It's totally fine.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? That could be a retelling of Pinocchio. You could easily see that as that, or inspired by Pinocchio. Getting close. Yeah.
You said it was a dark ending, but it seems in the end that he wakes up as a real boy.
Okay, that might have been from what I gather from my research, is that the original story that the author did was dark, but then like when the movie came out, and then so many kids read the book, they constantly complained to their parents, and their parents complained to the author like how dark the ending was. So he was forced to go and make a new edition where he finally is a real boy or anything. So that's what I interpreted, but like, That's from what I did my research on. But
Oh my god.
Oh, you're looking up the one of the Jonathan Taylor. There's so many different adaptations.
Pinocchio 3000.
Yes, that was one I thought about.
Pinocchio, a true story.
Oh.
Pinocchio in
outer space.
This. Oh my god. I remember. This is. This is like a fever dream.
Oh my god. Look, I know our channel is video games, but like I would not complain if we just did reviews of Pinocchio movies.
Oh god. Alright, sorry, we gotta get back.
I know.
I don't think we're gonna have time for the other article.
We thought this was gonna be a very short episode with we're just covering the Gamescom thing and what I think. But no, we find things to talk about on this episode.
So.
Not always games.
DualSense Edge. Okay, so actually, first we have to talk about this. This is bugging me. So, in the game, there's hints that Jiminy Cricket might show up in Lies of P. This article says, but since the cheerful cricket previously only appeared in Disney's version of the story, that's not right, though, from what I see, because...
Well, also...
Cricket.
Well, yeah, also like, in the... okay, so I'm trying not to keep with the game. There clearly is, like, a little blue container that Pinocchio has, or P has, that is talking, and I'm guessing that's supposed to be the cricket, Jiminy.
And I mean, there was a talking cricket in the original.
All right, they may not call him Jiminy, but like there is a talking cricket in the story.
Same thing.
All right, and also the reason why that article is also BS is because like the Guillermo del Toro trailer, his movie Pinocchio has a talking cricket as a narrator for the movie. So obviously they can use a talking cricket. I don't know if they can call him Jiminy, but like they can say there's a cricket that's following Pinocchio around and going on his adventure with him. So there.
Let's talk about the DualSense Edge now.
I mean, do we have to though? Because
it's not really much to talk about.
Yeah, it's no offense to like people who make controllers or people who love the designs for controllers, but like if it works, fine. But if not, then yeah.
So it's for people who want a little more customization. You can control map. It's got paddle switches and back buttons on the rear, and this is kind of cool. There's a switch on the rear shoulder, which most likely adjusts the trigger's travel distance.
Okay.
But it's not a necessary buy. It's just their response to the Xbox Elite range.
All right. Okay. So my thought is, if like to me the Jaguar, the Atari Jaguar controller is one of the worst controllers ever. If it's better, if we're not on that level, I don't like. If you can make a decent controller that's nowhere near as bad as that, I'm good. I'm fine.
You can make controllers worse than that. I'm sure you're well aware of that.
Yeah, but it's like that one.
Hard.
That one was just. Yes, okay. I'm not going to say that things could always get worse, but that was still.
It was terrible.
It's still. I just look at that thing and I'm like, who at Atari thought this was a good idea? Who tried that? Who tested that?
I just want to talk to him. Just
want to talk to him. I talk to him. Yeah, pay no attention to the giant sword that I'm right behind my back. I just want to talk.
So, Moonbreaker. I'm sure some of you nerds know what Warhammer is. Warhammer is a tabletop game.
Yes.
Where I believe you control armies.
I've always wanted to play it. People can tell me about it. Certainly is a fantasy game, but has a lot of sci-fi and space elements and everything. And it's just giant dudes in armor. The armors look cool, but like, I've never known anything. I never really dug any deep into the lore, or like the deeper history of Warhammer. So I know there's games. There's actually like video games about them. We saw a trailer for one of them. I think the last Game Awards, I believe.
I don't remember, but we might have.
Yeah.
I feel like we did. Anyway, Moonbreaker is basically Warhammer without the Warhammer title.
Yeah.
It's a digital tabletop strategy game in which you build armies from a huge selection of units. So you can paint these units using different paint shades and brush types.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I mean, there's definitely games that make less sense, like
Oh yeah.
PC Builder or whatever, or PC Simulator.
Yeah.
There's a market for it, but you know, it's not. I'm not it. So, Recreation. It's been compared to both Burnout Paradise and Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
So there is a 440 square kilometer canvas, basically. It's like it's like a giant area of roads and off-road areas. You can't modify the landscape, but apparently you can add things to it. So you can add loop-de-loops, giant soccer balls, and other players in your world can collaborate to make it even more chaotic.
I mean, the custom stages thing, like, I feel like, yeah, is like not a massive racing game fan, you know, other than like Mario Kart and everything. But you know, I definitely see the appeal, and like I feel like having the whole you can customize your own track. I think that could really like draw in more people into it, and like hey, give a challenge. Like, hey, can you think of a fun racing track to go through and invite people over to try it? See, you know, it's like
Build tracks with your friends.
yeah, it'd be like the Super Mario Maker thing of like how popular that game became. Yeah.
Still pretty popular.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying like you can.
You know, I was always like, why didn't they make a Super Mario Kart?
That's what I'm thinking. Like if this becomes the building block for a Super Mario Kart Maker.
Or a Mario Kart Maker, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that would be.
But
I'd be down for that.
the more I thought about it, that's kind of what they were going with for Mario Kart Live Circuit. Because you can make your own tracks in the real world. It's just not as practical.
Yeah.
It was a neat idea.
Well,
but
here's
never ruined.
here's hoping they refine the idea. They don't completely abandon it, but just like try and rework the idea to polish it more. You know.
I mean, of course, it's a little difficult because it's working with a 3D environment as opposed to 2D side scrolling.
Fair enough.
But it's definitely possible, and this shows that it's possible.
Yeah. Well, they could always start with like how the Mario Karts of the Super NES and the
a classic Mario Kart Maker.
Yeah, at least I think that would be the best place to start, and then work your way up to 3D.
Or they could have it to where you design the map, the track, from a top-down view. Like, did you ever play Mario Kart DS? Or the 3DS?
I think I missed out on that one.
Alright, well, I was going to say there's a map on the bottom that shows the layout of the track, and it'll show some obstacles. And they could start off by having you create that layout, and then you could put obstacles here and there, and then it switches to the 3D view.
Okay.
That's just an idea.
Oh yeah, sure. So.
Anyway.
Well, we could sell that idea to Nintendo.
With Nintendo could just take the idea.
That's the more realistic thing. Okay, so the article did not mention this, but a part of Gamescom 2022, there did reveal a Sonic Frontiers story trailer.
I did see that they revealed it.
So I didn't want to briefly mention. I wanted to bring it up because I actually did like it. I actually thought it was, it's always the opinions on Sonic Frontiers has always been kind of lukewarm. I know as Sonic fans, we've wanted a good 3D Sonic game. There's a couple good ones I know, but like one that like universally we all can love and enjoy. We all keep hoping and praying. Yeah, well, yeah, that's like 2D. That's like 2D with like some 3D elements to it. But
we're talking about a 3D Sonic game everyone loves. Yeah, that's no.
Yeah, I know. I'm a foolish for even believing it, but like. The thing is, I saw this trailer for Sonic Frontiers, for the story trailer, and I actually really like it. I think it better gets you an idea of like who is the main antagonist for this. Like giving you a feel for like it actually lets you go more deeper into the island, because I know everyone's complaining like this island feels small. All these challenges seem so childish and everything. Look, and hey, we could still play this game and it could all have the same problems. But I'm sitting here thinking like this at least like addresses some of those concerns, and it feels like the world feels more open than we all thought it was going to be. And I'm remaining hopeful. Okay, I know I am foolish for keeping hope alive, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
All right. So I've not actually watched this trailer.
Okay.
So
And you could put it right over my
not
head.
trying to. Here we go.
I'm sorry.
All right. So let's watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, let me close out of Facebook.
Okay.
It's right.
Or you can just get rid of your Facebook.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Submit. Your reckless actions endanger the world.
Too cool for school.
Screw you, world. I think that mechanic is a nice improvement. The create a whirlwind thing.
It definitely looks world beyond any previous series.
You cannot run forever. Leave immediately.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
like a couple months from here.
Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm a little worried. I was thinking this would come out next year, but no, it's coming out pretty soon. So, again, I know I've had hope before. I should give up hope now, but like, I still hold on to it. I'm still thinking this one could be the one to get it right.
It'll be the first time I've ever bought a Sonic game at launch.
Yeah.
Or at least a Sonic game in the same year it was released.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get into Sonic until Sonic Mania. And that was only because we did it for the channel. And I was trying to get better at it. And Xander taught me how to play it in a way that's enjoyable. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is actually pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm still curious, like how you feel about Sonic Riders. That's like the Sonic racing game, but like I still defend that one's pretty good, or at least the first one's pretty good. There is that thing of like every character's on a hoverboard, and you can get knocked off the hoverboard, which can slow everything down. But I still think a lot of it still works.
Is it a multiplayer game?
Oh yeah, it's multiplayer. Yes,
Okay,
it was.
play it for the channel
Yeah.
at some point.
I'm trying to see where it's available, other than because I think it was definitely a Wii. Yeah, it was a Wii game.
A Wii or GameCube game?
I'm trying to.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
And,
Yes, yes.
I'll secure a copy somewhere.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We didn't get to everything we thought we would, but we've still got next week, so.
Don't you worry. Like, okay, so I'm not going to be available for next weekend, so we're going to try and record an episode on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Yeah,
It'll
on-
still release the same time, but.
Yeah. Yeah, but
It's Labor Day weekend, so.
yeah. So I got plans, and I know there's been some stories coming out. There's some that we're saving, and we also some stories we couldn't cover today. We'll cover next week, and by all means, we're very thankful for all you viewers out there, all you subscribers out there. Hopefully, you can tell more people about us, because it's out there, and
Make
offer.
sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and if you need to offer us criticism, we're willing to listen, but please do it respectfully.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're very rude or you're cursing and stuff, YouTube's gonna flag your comments.
Yeah,
a lot
also
of the time, if you say stuff like that or you spam, I don't even see it because YouTube holds it for review and then deletes it.
yeah, and also you catch more flies with honey. So if you really want to get their attention, it'd be nice. It would be more effective if it was like, hey, here's some ideas to help improve your channel. And not throw in any curse words. That we at least look at that and see. Oh, maybe we could look at that and think about that.
That said, I do try to read every comment we get.
Yeah.
We don't get many, but the ones we do, I try to
Yes.
look at. Anyway, till next time.
Yes.
Stay cool.
And stay groovy.